He just waved his sword lightly. But it awakened the long-lost soul of the Swordmaster. But he doesn't know. This will be a major turning point in his life. Not long ago, he was just a kid born in the slums. Because of a lightning strike, thus awakening the longing for swordsmanship in the body. He could hear a voice in his ear. Guide him to learn swordsmanship. But if you want to really learn swordsmanship, you must have a sword. But for him who was born in a slum, it's simply impossible to happen. So whenever I come to the blacksmith shop after work, look at the treasure hanging at the door. It became his only thought. That day, the owner of the blacksmith shop was as usual. Drive quantity. Because he knows. The children simply couldn't afford the cost of the sword. Looking at the deep footprints left on the ground. At this moment, the boss fell into deep thought. Children in slums want to realize their dreams. More difficult than reaching the sky. He knows clearly. Children can only stay in slums forever. And he needs someone who can get out of the ghetto. Taking his work to the outside world. This is his only dream in this life. Just stay in this place. They will never be able to shine their own light. Slums is the heart of the northern economy. There's a lot of dirty and ugly stuff here. A guest today, expressing dissatisfaction with the candles sold by the boy. He thought the candle had been tampered with, because he didn't burn for 5 minutes at all. So, the boy lit a candle on the spot to test. Less than a moment, with the clock ringing nearby. The candles at this moment have also been burned out. The boy then turned to the troublesome guest. Taught a harsh lesson. The screen changes. The boy reported the matter to his boss. Jorge can show. However, the boss doesn't care about this matter at all. Just when he was very distressed about this matter, Marcella on the side immediately said, he moved the candle himself. Because he wants to get more rewards from his customers. This time the boy can't handle it at all. Then the boy was on his way to the cargo ship. Met a child who was caught stealing. So I spent the only bag of silver coins I had left on me. Save it. But he doesn't know. This will bring huge help to myself in the future. A moment later, the boy comes to the cargo ship. And when talking about this with Havin, he said that the boy took action very promptly. Otherwise, that kid will definitely be like him. You'll end up with a broken finger. But then again, it is said that Candle Eye has been making a lot of noise recently. Although Marcella admitted that he did it. But Vlad couldn't believe it. Besides, even Jorge didn't seem to care. Even if they're not that kind of person. But what if it happens? What's the reason why they have to do this? Then he reminded the boy to be careful. When an organization is making money quickly, this would mean an impending conflict with another organization. There are 5 bosses ruling the slums. Soldier Captain Jorge Pig Butcher Black Bear Gambler Dice. Beloved by Captain Hoover and the one-armed man in ancient and modern times. In life, all the darkness is approaching quietly. Just like now. I saw the one-armed moneybug standing in front of the boy. Where is your boss? Facing inquiries from moneybugs. At this moment, the boy's brain is working rapidly. Should we go to war with him? At the same time, the little brother on the side knocked over all the candles on the table with one punch. For a moment, the air seemed to be frozen and quiet. The next second, the boy struck with a slash and knocked him away. Then came a kiss towards his face. Stick. At this moment, everyone present showed surprised expressions. Even the protozoa on the side. They all watched all this with great interest. The winner is king is the eternal law of backwardness. And just when the people on the side were about to take action on him, Qian Zhong stopped them on the spot. Then he expressed to him that he was very optimistic about him. I will definitely chat with him if I have the chance in the future. At this time, the arrival of Jorge broke all this. Then he suggested that we go upstairs to have a detailed discussion. That's just what I want. Just as the boy was cleaning up the mess he had just made, he saw Qianzhong and others slowly walking towards him. Then he sent an invitation to the boy. He wanted Vlad to work for them, but the boy rejected him on the spot. Then the money bug threw him a gold coin. This is compensation for candles. Then he led everyone away from here. He seemed very happy. Have things been settled? At the same time, Zamina signaled to him that Jorge wanted to see him if he had something to do. And as soon as we met, I saw the boss hand him the short knife in his hand, and let him carry it with him at all times. It is not difficult to tell from the atmosphere at this time. George's conversation with Qianzhong did not go well. He even asked the boy to stop selling candles, because he got reliable information. Qianzhong is going to hire some soldiers. Is it like you? He affirmed this. Although Qianzhong leads many subordinates, but Jorge, as a former soldier, it undoubtedly became an obstacle that was difficult for him to overcome. But what if they hired soldiers of the same level as him? Then the situation will be reversed instantly. To do this, he needs to give the boy a special task. The screen changes. At this moment, the boy suddenly thought of Haven. With his clever mind, he successfully became Putin's right-hand man. Study through hard work. Allow yourself to go to higher places. At this time, a voice suddenly sounded in my ears. When you swing your sword, you should try to keep your elbow steps as small as possible. And the boy has long been accustomed to it. After all, after being hit by black lightning that time, whenever he grips an object resembling a sword, those sounds will appear in his ears. So he followed the voice's guidance. Concentrate all your energy and strength. Then he swung forward with all his strength. The next second, I saw a sharp slash of thorns passing through. At this moment, he noticed something was wrong, because this is completely different from the simple waving in the past. It's more like a real swordsmanship. Then he saw a figure appear in his mind. But he was surprised. Who are you? The screen changes. Only a white-haired man was seen. He is gently wiping the blood stains on the sword. Apparently he had just been through a fight. At this time, a sound deep in the forest nearby caught his attention. So he curiously came to the depths of the forest, and signaled for him to show up. Not far away, a voice came, "Are you Mr. Stan?" Of course he answered in the affirmative. And he also guessed the boy's identity. "Are you Vlad? A kid from the ghetto. Blonde. When others saw it, they thought you were from a noble family." At the same time, I saw the boy handing him the boss's letter. It looks like the other party hired a soldier. So does he need my power? Subsequently, the boy signaled to him that I will lead you forward. But obviously he didn't believe the boy's story. "If you dare to say that you took me the wrong way along the way, you will definitely die miserably." But the boy didn't care about it. After all, he just wants to complete his mission well. Looks like this is Jorge. Reasons to like him. He is a guy worth developing. A moment later, the two came to the cave to escape the wind and snow. The boy was very curious. "Do you know how to use aura?" Not all soldiers can use auras, and the aura used in battle. In fact, it is a field. Say it. I saw Stanga start to show off. Enhance your inner soul power. Then a blue light emerged from the sword body, as he suddenly opened his left eye. A moment. A powerful aura rushed towards the boy's face. And this is the unique aura of a soldier. A moment later, the two of them hurried back. But what happened before my eyes? But they were extremely shocked. I saw that the ground was already littered with corpses. Now the boy told Stanga he will let other members take him to the back door. Then he ran towards inside. The screen changes. Although this place is already in a mess. But fortunately, the boss and others are not in fear of their lives. And I learned from his mouth. Although the soldiers hired by Qianchen are somewhat powerful, but he still solved it smoothly. But did you bring that guy? Of course he is probably heading towards the back door. There shouldn't be anything wrong with him, right? The boy said yes. Mr. Stanga is very generous and kind. Even the aura is easy to use. Jorge immediately tensed up after hearing this. Then there were footsteps coming from behind. So he immediately asked the boy to hide behind him. That Stanga guy doesn't know how to use aura at all. At the same time, I saw a figure slowly appearing in front of everyone. It looks like you are hiding somewhere quite far away. Long time no see, senior. Only then did they react. The real Stanga is long dead. It seems you have changed a lot. Jorge looked shocked. Why are you doing this at this time? Arrived because Count Gaidar died. Although it has not been announced yet. But it won't be long. Everyone will know about this. Then I saw him holding his wine glass high. Tribute to poor Count Gaidar. Upon hearing this, Jorge immediately became furious. The next second he suddenly attacked the white-haired man. But at this moment, the white-haired man looked calm. I saw Brother Chi dodging him. And under the shocked eyes of everyone, he was already behind Jorge. At the same time, celebrating Sigmund as the new Count Gabriel. At the same time, I saw Jorge suddenly swinging his sword. Next second, the two swords collided with each other. Then I heard him murmur about traitor Jorge. Return immediately. This was the first order given by Sigmund. My master is not Sigmund. Of course the Count doesn't think you'll come back obediently. And he never wanted that to happen. Next second, the two sides launched a particularly fierce battle. At the same time, the boy took the opportunity to escort Marcella and left here. Just when he was looking for help from everyone, I saw a figure flying past him. It's Jorge. Looks like you still made a stupid choice. Accompanied by a loud noise, I saw Jorge hit the ground hard. At this moment, the white-haired man is watching everything calmly. At this time, a short knife rushed toward him. He raised his hand to block it. It turned out that the boy had attacked him. But he has no interest in it. Then he jumped from the tall building. Because his target is Jorge. Next second, I saw a sharp slash coming towards him. Although Jorge barely dodged it, but the wounds on his body still caused him endless pain. Then I heard the white-haired man murmuring that day. You should obey orders. I am a living person. I should pursue my own ideas. No, you are a knight. It seems like it took too long. Then this will be the final blow. At this time, I saw a burst of blue energy instantly wrapping the sword body. As he suddenly opened his left eye. The next second a figure passed by. Immediately afterwards, countless slashes were swung out instantly. A tremendous strength even destroyed the entire building on the spot. And wait for the boy to come to his senses. I saw that the ground was already littered with corpses. Even Jorge ended up with his body separated. A moment. Beautiful pictures from the past appeared in his mind. He was the first person to help the boy. He recognizes the boy more than anyone else. He thinks the boy is the strongest person he has ever met. But now, Jorge died so miserably in front of him. At that moment, the boy's psychological defense collapsed instantly. The next second I saw him holding up the sword in his hand. Immediately afterwards, he struck him with all his strength. But the man at this moment was very shocked. This is actually Jiankai. But a child born in a smelly ditch. How is it possible to use Jiankai? This is so funny. At this time, the boy suddenly attacked him. But he kicked him and sent him flying dozens of meters away. But he soon discovered something was wrong. That guy actually twisted his body instinctively to block the attack. He has extraordinary talent. It would be a pity if he died like this. Even if he comes back here with a sharper sword. This reminded him of scenes from training with Jorge in the past. It's always a pleasure to observe things with potential. Then he decided to let the boy go. And he's going to take George's head. Because this is what he, as a victor, should. Worth it. Although the boy wanted to avenge Jorge himself. Judging from his current strength, this is undoubtedly more difficult than climbing to the sky. Looking at the back of the white-haired man slowly leaving. At this moment the boy let out a helpless cry. I will definitely kill you with my own hands. Just after Jorge was killed with a sword. The two people are currently on the run. Because from the moment Jorge died, Qianzhong and others occupied his territory. And as his remaining party, of course it has to be cleaned up. In the process of escaping, the boy recalled the past. The moment Jorge died, the boy's inner world collapsed. At this time, he had no idea what he could do. However, Marcella's sudden slap. But he woke up instantly. You know, those of us who live in the slums. What is missing most? That's the opportunity. Completely different from those nobles. If they fail, they can try again. But we are different. We only have to fail once. This will be the outcome. Our destiny is decided from birth. But you are different. This is the only chance to change your destiny. Yes, I should seize this opportunity. The screen changes. Facing the pursuit of the forward men. I saw the two of them quickly hiding in the blacksmith shop. At this moment, the boy suddenly realized. Keep it up like this. Sooner or later he will be caught. For this reason, he must try his best to get out of here. As for Zeman, after everything calms down, just go back. After all, it's too dangerous for two people to act together. But he refused on the spot. In such a dangerous situation, do you think I can still protect you? At this moment Zamina couldn't help but start sobbing. At this time, a voice interrupted their conversation. Why are you here? However Zamina. But he seemed a little too excited. Although the old man tried his best to persuade him to put down the dagger. But he was rejected. And asked the old man to hand him the sword hanging outside the door. And the old man knows very well. This is the way to survive in the slums. People need to learn from others. Get something to survive. Even he is no exception. But this time it's the girl's turn. This is so sad. Next second, I saw Zamina cutting off her hair with a knife. She took out what she regarded as the most precious thing. Although she knows this is not enough. But she hopes that the old man can give the sword to Vlad. Are you ready to leave here? The boy said yes. Although he hasn't grown wings yet. But he will definitely be able to realize my dream. So after some reflection, the old man agreed to the two of them. The screen changes. The two of them pushed a small car towards the outside of the city. At this time, Qianzhong's men stopped them. Did you go out so late and lose sex? Of course it's because you guys were fighting in the back alley. Caused him to forget about it. But don't you usually work alone? The old man explained this. This is because there is a lot of work today. So I hired someone. Although he believed what the old man said, but he still needs to check it out. I saw him lift up the girl's hat. Unexpectedly, a strange face appeared. So he and the two of them signaled that they could pass. But the carriage still needs to be checked. Both of them were shocked when they heard this. But there is no other way now. So the old man had no choice but to bite the bullet. I saw the black-haired man thrust the spear into the carriage. But it didn't hurt the boy at all. Then he told the boy, I heard that Havin sailed the boat to the river. You must remember this. Then they said they passed the inspection. And all this he did. It's all to repay the boy's kindness for saving his younger brother. Henceforth, we don't owe each other anything. The screen changes. At this moment, Zamina is saying goodbye to the boy. Then I saw him jumping down the passage. And the stars he holds tightly in his hands. It not only contains the old man's dream, and the girl's tears. Under the cover of darkness, that star looks particularly dazzling. A moment later, the boy looked at the sword in his hand and fell into deep thought. Can you hear me? Of course the figure in my mind responds to this. So who are you? He said he didn't know. Obviously so dedicated to swordsmanship. But don't you know who you are? Maybe this is not bad. Then let's help each other from now on. I'll help you find your lost memories. And you become my sword. Even if you are the devil. I don't care either. Because what he fears most is that he can't do anything. That being the case, then let me tell you. What is real swordsmanship? It's been a long time since the boy escaped from the slum. At this moment, the screen comes to a camp. I saw a man observing the situation on the map. And he is the second son of the Vayezid family. Joseph Vayezid. He thinks this operation is too simple. At this time, I saw Night Jaeger coming back from the front line. And he could see at a glance that Joseph was a little troubled. Because this action is really too bland. Clearing monsters too smoothly. And there were deserters. This operation achieved absolutely nothing. Let this develop. Everyone will doubt his command ability. Not just my father and those retainers. And his half-brother Ruteb. If he can't be next Earl, then that guy will definitely take action against him. After all, this is the history of the family. The father also stepped on the blood of his brothers. Just ascended this throne. Except Jaeger. Now he still lacks useful swordsmen. And at this time, I saw Brother G facing Joseph. Reported something important. Because he spotted a suspicious soldier. Could it be that he was sent by his brother? Not really. His behavior aroused my suspicion. I believe that after you have seen, you will know. The screen changes. Joseph looked at the goblin in front of him and fell into deep thought. This looks. It's like a novice learning swordsmanship. And when he finished watching carefully, after all the goblins, only then did he realize that the traces were almost identical. But there are some differences that can be seen from here. This man's swordsmanship is getting better and better. Wait, are these all done by the same person? Jaeger affirmed this. And the goblins he saw. He was killed a month ago. It's impossible to make such rapid progress in just 1 month. Who is that person? The screen changes. At this moment, everyone is hunting goblins. With their joint efforts. All the goblins were cleaned up on the spot. And at this time, everyone looked shocked. Only a huge figure was seen. Already behind the man. The next second he waved the giant stick in his hand. Just one blow. The man was killed on the spot. Then the monster roared. Then he launched an attack on the crowd. Facing such a ferocious monster. At this moment, everyone was panicked. But just when they chose to evacuate here, the commander behind them stopped them on the spot. As mercenaries, you actually escaped from the battlefield. If you do, then you will not get any compensation. Just when he was directing everyone to move forward, he saw that the monster had already killed him in front of him. And at this time, a familiar figure appeared in front of everyone. I saw it slowly walking towards the monster. It's him who's coming. Praying Lyman. Next second, I saw Lyman suddenly attack him. Just when the monster is still stunned. The boy has already expressed his opinion. But because the wound was too tight, this caused the monster to instantly enter a violent state. Facing a sudden attack from the monster, I saw the boy leaning down to dodge. Damn it, failed again. The voice in my mind sounded at this moment. I've obviously told you. Can't do it yet. It seems you still have a long way to go before becoming a genius. I just need a little more time than others. At this time, I saw the monster swinging a full blow at the boy. The next second, a powerful impact caused flying snow all over the sky. Wait until the snowflakes disperse. But he found that the boy had already teleported behind him. Then a sharp slash came down. The monster was killed on the spot. On the other side, Joseph immediately ordered to Jaeger. Start investigating that person immediately. I didn't expect to make such rapid progress in just 1 month. That guy must be a genius. At this moment, everyone is cleaning up the scene. And they were grateful to the boy for helping. And asked him if he had any idea of continuing to cooperate. But he was rejected on the spot. Because he doesn't like working with liars. But isn't your identity as a mercenary also fake? If you continue to use it like this. But there will be big problems. But the boy looked serious. Gerda, if you keep talking nonsense like this, but you will suffer a big loss. Hearing this, Gerda immediately closed his mouth. Then he told him that this was all for his own good. Do you do your part well? Then your life will be in danger. At the same time, the boy walked slowly towards the depths of the forest. Is Lyman going to pray again? I saw him inserting his sword into the snow. And make a prayer gesture. Maybe that guy is really a noble. Even praying is so pious. But actually, boy is complaining. I couldn't kill that monster with 1 blow. And the voice in my head responds. Want to kill with 1 blow? It must be done unexpectedly. The moment the enemy makes a move. This is the best time for you to take action. But obviously the boy didn't understand what he meant. And while he was complaining, the people behind him were praying with him. The screen changes. The boy came to the Kemp church. Father Andrea, did you sleep well last night? Of course he answered in the affirmative. And he heard that the boy also prayed last night. You look like a real priest. At the same time, the child on the side said that breakfast was ready. So let us pray for breakfast together. And in the process of praying, the priest secretly observed the boy. What a devout believer this is. Even in such humble circumstances, he still hasn't lost confidence. And he thinks he needs a boy with blood on his hands. Guide the way forward. Maybe this is the fate God has arranged for him. Later, on the way to have breakfast together, the priest asked the boy about his sword skills. Although he knew a lot about it. But it seems that this matter has spread to Joseph. and he sent Sir Jaeger to find out about it. So the priest strongly recommended the boy to him, because he is looking forward to the boy's future performance. The Vayezid family is a very famous noble in the north. If boys could work under them, then it will definitely be much better than now. Boys are eligible for this treatment. The screen changes. The boy at this moment is in a tangle. But the voice in my head said that accumulating practical experience is also a good choice. But don't you think you are too close to the priest? Because I want to confirm. Are you a devil? It is said, Father Andrea was given the title of bishop. He has great power. Since he didn't notice anything was wrong, that means you are not a devil. Just when they were discussing whether they should escape from here, he said it was somewhat difficult, because a senior soldier has come up behind him. Immediately afterwards, the boy immediately entered into combat preparations. At this moment, Jaeger seemed a little surprised, because he discovered himself so quickly. Then he told the purpose of his trip. Joseph wants to see you. And considering that if we run away now, that would be very dangerous. So he decisively agreed, and said it was his honor. Did you know I would come here? The boy said that although he received the notice from the priest, but he didn't expect it to come so soon. This is so funny, because the boy faced him. He actually didn't show the slightest fear. Then he motioned to the boy to follow him. And at this moment I was thinking about whether I should take the opportunity to escape. But he rejected the boy's idea. Because a soldier of his level, I can kill you instantly within 3 steps. Damn it, there's no choice now. The screen changes. The two came to the camp where Joseph was. Nice to meet you, Sir Joseph. Then I saw Joseph asking him, are there any inconveniences during the task? The virgin boy denies this. Because of your existence. Make this place better. Blonde. People who don't know think they are declining nobles. I heard your name is Lyman. Of course the boy said yes to that. But the next second, I saw Brother G immediately hit him in the face. I hate people who lie. Vlad the sauna. After being discovered by Joseph's true identity. At this moment, the boy decided not to hide it anymore. But the strange thing is, he only found out that the boy's mother was unmarried. But he doesn't know who his father is. This is so ridiculous. You actually ask the son of an unmarried woman. Who is the father? The next second I saw Brother G kicking him to the ground. Be careful when speaking. And they already know. The identity of the boy mercenary is fake. Even learned the reason why he escaped from Schoarra. But he was very curious. Who did the boy learn his sword skills from? But he didn't say a word. And stared directly at Joseph. These eyes hide so much. At the same time, I saw Brother G slowly pull out the sword from his waist. Under great pressure, the boy finally revealed that he had an old-fashioned. He comes and goes like lightning without a trace. Although he did not reveal his name. But he once told the boy a secret that cannot be revealed to anyone. Tips on how to win. Looking at the boy with such firm eyes. At this moment, Joseph finally chose to believe him. Then he started to get to the point. Now he is lacking some capable men. So he proposed to the boy. Do you want to climb higher? Rights, freedom. Survival soldier. He can satisfy all of these. Joseph Vayezid is willing to support. The screen changes. At the moment the boy is undergoing swordsmanship training. And the people on the side started talking about it. Did he become Jaeger's apprentice? Looks like he's going to have a great future. At the same time, facing Jaeger's attack, the boy at this moment was obviously a little unable to resist. Only this strength. How dare you be so arrogant in front of Joseph? What a guy who doesn't know how high the sky is and how high it is. And after many resistances, the boy gradually adapted to Jaeger's offense. The next second, I saw him instantly blocking his attack. Then he swung a full blow at him. But he easily resisted it. However, he still praised the boy for making some progress. And the boy knows. It was just that he let the water out on purpose. This guy is unfathomably strong. Subsequently, after explaining that the boy trained twice a day, he turned around and left here. And the boy at this moment is complaining. He didn't even make a suggestion. But the voice in my head responded. That guy has extraordinary swordsmanship. In the process of sparring, he cut off the boy's unnecessary movements. Now being beaten is how boys learn. At the same time, Joseph is asking Jaeger, is that guy worth training? Of course Jaeger agrees with this. But the only drawback is that he is very arrogant. And arrogant. This is to be expected. After all, he is a child who grew up in a slum. However, these problems can be solved gradually. The most important thing is that he finally has reliable talent. But Jaeger reminded him, keep disloyal guys around. But it's very dangerous. Of course, as a marquis, I must know that this kind of thing is extremely risky. But the boy once showed that he had a purpose. So far, the most suitable relationship is when both parties take advantage of each other. He is like a wolf, arrogant and self-satisfied. For this reason, we need time to build a huge cage. Big enough to fool a wolf into thinking he's free. The screen changes. At this moment, Gord is guarding the camp. However, the unusually cold weather caused him to fall into drowsiness. At this time, he saw the captain telling him to cheer up. Do your essential work well. Then he turned around and left here. But just when he was about to rest again, I saw voices coming from the front. Are you looking for children in a place like this? And when Gord followed the sound and looked, but found that there was no one around the captain. Is he talking to the air? So he went up curiously to check it out. But the next second, the captain actually walked slowly forward. Then he discovered a harmful scene. He saw a ghostly figure suddenly appearing in front of him.